Usually in these videos, I rant about sex, gender, and ideology and other topics about why no one can seem to get along these days. But today, I want to talk about someone who, from my experience, has the gift of getting along with everyone. And that is my friend Celina Close. Celina is a human resources professional, a yoga instructor, and a mother of two in Halton Region, and she's currently running for School Board Trustee at the Halton Region District School Board. Halton has a by-election coming up very soon to replace a trustee who stepped down from the board. I was in attendance at the board meeting where this by-election was called, and I'm so excited to see that my friend Celina is running to fill the position. For those of you unfamiliar with Halton District School Board, there is a school board west of Toronto that's been in international headlines this past school year because of a situation relating to a transgender teacher, some very large prosthetic breasts, and the refusal of senior board administration to enact even a basic dress code for faculty. I've actually spoken to this board at the request of local parents who asked for my assistance in presenting the case that it is entirely possible to establish a dress code that excludes sexualized attire without infringing on the rights of transgender people. You know, saying that out loud just sounds so obvious. Of course that's possible, but our political conversations have gotten so loopy that I get to be the hero just for stating the obvious. So as I mentioned, I couldn't be more thrilled that my friend Celina has chosen to take the bold step of placing her name on the Halton ballot. School boards have tremendous influence over the operation of our school system, and Halton has struggled to keep education the focus of their system for the last little while. Did you see how civilly I put that? Maybe I should be a politician as well. I could go on at lengths about Celina and why I believe she would be a wonderful addition to this board. I met Celina through my involvement in Halton, and she's the kind of person who gets right down to business. She has a kind demeanor that draws people in, she has the tact to navigate complex situations amongst differing opinions, and she's a workhorse with the mentality to get shit done while others stand on the sidelines. This past weekend, I spoke with Celina and asked her how she would navigate the challenging identity politics conversations that are currently playing out across our school boards. I think it's so easy for people to take hardline positions on these divisive issues, and I was blown away by her response. Here's how she assessed the situation.
This all comes down to fear in people. Like every action, the underlying emotion of everyone's actions is fear. Some people are afraid that things that are in place now are going to be taken away, or they have beliefs one way, and some people are afraid of what's coming. The underlying reason why everyone feels that fear is because they have love for their child. Like we are on the verge of fear or love. Like those are the two, like spiritually, those two emotions can't be in the same room. So some are fear, some are love. You just got to pick a lane.
As someone who is transgender, I am acutely aware of the toxicity of the ideological conversations we are currently having in our school boards. But I believe that Celina can cut through that because she understands that fear is driving both sides of these divisive conversations. Can you imagine how different our board meetings might be if all of our trustees embodied that sort of good faith interaction with their constituents? Despite how profound and genuine Celina is to those who know her personally, some people have started labeling her as transphobic. Why? Because she values giving consideration to all families and perspectives rather than just one particular narrative. Now, this should go without saying, but I'll remind you that I am transgender, Celina knows this, and we get along great together. I know she's not transphobic, and I feel completely at ease when I'm around her. But I did want to get the sense of how she perceives of these divisive conversations in our schools. How would she handle the complexity of identity politics if elected? This was what she told me.
And I think that I have no issue with inclusivity in the schools. I have no issue with seeing this as a group that we need to ensure is safe, have environment support, all of those things. I just think that on this issue, and again, any of the issues that are going to come forward, because they're coming at us fast and furious, we just kind of have to agree to parental involvement, right? Openness, and just looking at everything before. So I would say to the students themselves, I think that it has to be looked at on an individualized basis.
See, Celina understands that our public education system needs to be collaborative and inclusive. She recognizes that this begins by collaborating with the parents rather than working against them. Celina champions accommodating diverse perspectives that encompass all senses of that word, rather than prioritizing any particular diverse perspective and attenuating others. And to me, that sounds like real inclusion. As a transgender parent, I can get behind Celina's message 100%. This is why I endorse Celina Close for Burlington Ward 1 and Ward 2 trustee. Before I end this, I want to encourage everyone in Burlington Wards 1 and 2 to get out and vote. By-elections often have an incredibly low turnout, so every vote really does matter. I've had the privilege of connecting with a number of the current HDSB trustees, and I truly believe that Celina would be a great addition and would serve our children wonderfully. We are so fortunate to have this opportunity for a by-election in Halton. We are currently replacing 2 trustees in Waterloo Region where I live, but we don't get to have an election because our trustees have decided to make appointments instead. Technically, this is something they can do, but I'll remind you that a principle of democracy is representation by election. I am so thankful that Halton is following this precedent and giving the residents of Burlington the opportunity to have their voice heard. The advance poll will be open tomorrow, May 24th, and election day will be this coming Monday, May 29th. Thank you so much for running to represent our children in this election, Celina, and I can't wait to see the results.